We're back, and on this week's episode, we say goodbye again. Yes, the Main Street Electrical Parade is leaving us yet again, and for presumably the last time. Well, duct tape can only do so much after all. The Star Wars Interactive experience coming to downtown Disney is getting a seemingly permanent home after all, but what stores will be going extinct to make room for it? We also say goodbye to summer, hopefully goodbye to crowds, and hello to all the returning pass holders. Also, live-action Aladdin gets a Jafar, Rock's Jungle Cruise gets a director, Han Solo gets a Clint, and more on this rebooted episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. Hi, I'm Anthony.
I'm Shadow.
I'm Diggs.
And welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Star Wars, Disney, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the MousePIRE Podcast.
Hey, what's going on? Uh-oh.
The apprentice lives.
What is this?
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Think out me how they show up.
You never had a friend like me.
Some imagination, huh?
Made you look.
Happy... Oh, no, wait. No happy...
No, not today. That's my line. Wait. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Kata.
Mr. Carter. Mr. Cocktail.
Ooh.
All right, so yeah, we're back and better than ever because this is episode 101.
So let's get schooled.
We're going to get schooled today. We have a lot of schooling going on because it's back to school night. Yes. No, wait.
Wait.
We don't do those anymore. I don't think so.
We're too old for that.
I stopped having the dreams that I was in class with no underwear on.
With no underwear.
I mean, with underwear only. Sorry. That's another dream. Never mind. You do not hear
I
that
mean, I
dream.
guess as long as you have pants on, that's on you. But
So yeah.
And today Anthony has pants.
So yeah, we're back, and hey, it's just the three of us again. I don't know what happened to Tim Chicka Fresh.
I don't know.
I think he's late to school.
I think so.
I think he doesn't want to get too used to him. Us have too used to him to being here, so he wanted to give us a break.
Maybe, I don't know, because I didn't get any.
I think he got tuckered out from Disneyland.
I didn't get any calls from him or anything, and oh well, it's us three, and we're back, and we have
I got an elbow room.
we have elbow room, we have our own microphones, and we're compressed.
I am compressed for the first time in weeks.
Thank you, Under Armour. Anyway, yeah, so we have quite a bit to get to today. We have some talk about Lion King and Aladdin, casting news. We also are going to say goodbye to some bands, and we are going to talk about Mickey's Halloween party because we can't wait to go. We'll get to that, and hopefully you guys got your tickets already. But the first thing we're going to get to today is saying goodbye to the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Bye.
Can never say goodbye.
Okay, that's about it. Next story is not. No, so yeah, Sunday was the last day for the Main Street Electrical Parade, and Shadow and I were there with Jose from SoCal and Dan the Man. We joined Dan the Man, or actually Dan the Man joined us, came over, and he says, well, I might as well see it again since he's there.
It's true. I saw the pictures.
Yes, he did. And Tim Fresh was there, too. He had a big old group of people where he was at, and he asked us to go sit with him. But
There was a plethora in his pictures.
yes, but you know what? Where we were at was perfect. It was perfect for me to record, and I figured if I went over there where Tim was, I wouldn't probably got a good shots of that I got. So I stayed where I was, and I was over there by the Alice in Wonderland restrooms, where I say it's a perfect spot for the last parade. And it really was because there was hardly anybody there. So
I got good pictures because I had 20%, and by the last float, it was down to 1%. So I was happy.
yeah, 1% of the float because it's about to fall apart.
Was there anything left by the time it rolled off stage?
I think
Was it just like trailing a big piece of duct tape?
It was trailing something. All of the little
I think it was toilet paper.
bulbs are falling off and things like that. But nah, it was pretty cool. I mean,
It was a good way to say goodbye.
I was really surprised actually that all the lights were on, all the floats.
Yeah.
I was expecting to see some patches here and there.
Oh, I'm sure that they made a concerted effort to try and make it most presentable for the last day.
I'm sure they did. Well, like we said, this is our third time saying goodbye.
That was 4.
No, that was Kelly's. There were Kelly and Debbie was 4. It was our
that's right.
third because they said goodbye at Florida before.
That's right, Florida.
Wait, you guys didn't say goodbye at DCA?
No, we're talking about fourth time and third times. This was our third time.
No, it would be your fourth time though, because you said goodbye at DCA, right? When you left DCA.
That was the second time.
No, that was the third time because we said goodbye twice. The first time because we said goodbye at the Passholder party, and then they extended it, and we had to say goodbye again when they extended
well, you know,
it.
I don't remember crap.
That's right. See, that's why I thought it was 4th for us too. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, we said goodbye for the last time. Hopefully, the final time. I mean, there's so many people out there
Unless they come
saying,
with 2.0.
saying that it's going to Florida and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, oh my god,
I think you're going to Florida.
exactly. These people think they know, and this one guy, mark my words, is going to be back for the 80th when they open the time capsule. Well, whatever.
Yeah, if it
And duct
is,
tape.
then it's a brand new one.
Yes.
That's why I
They
said
rebuilt
2.0.
it.
So yeah, we were there, like I said, and
It was a lot of interactive with the people.
there was a lot of cast members warming up the crowd and everything like that, and
Even the little float and the timekeeper.
oh yeah, they were all the timekeeper, the rabbit, the rabbit.
Well, he is a timekeeper.
The white rabbit was interacting with the crowd and everything, and the little.
Oh yeah, we saw him today. He didn't look late. He was walking rather casually.
And the little bugs, the snails, and all that kind of stuff. They were all,
they were kissing each other.
Yeah,
It was cute.
It was funny. I got it on video, people, and if you guys head over to our YouTube channel, you will see the video of the Main Street Electrical Parade final run. So go over there and check that out if you guys haven't seen it. I know everybody and their mothers uploaded video to YouTube, but hey, we did it too, so you guys can check that out. It's up now.
I'm sure Michael's seen it 9 different angles by now.
I'm sure he did too, and he won't share my videos because he only shares other people's videos on his page. So whatever.
Dirty.
So yeah, I mean, it was cool. I think it's funny because we talked about when it first came back, we're gonna watch it once and that's it. And we ended up watching it a lot of times, besides just the first time it came back. And, a lot of times we're walking around the parks and we're trying to figure out what to do. And a lot of times we're by the Frontierland entrance and we're like, oh, let's just watch the parade from here. And we'll just
take a gander.
I mean, if it's in the way.
Yeah. So we might as well just stand there and watch the floats go by.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of times, a lot of times that's what we do. And like I said, other than just the one time we thought we were going to watch it, we've watched it many times after that. So on Sunday, we're
kind of do the same thing with the what you call that other parade? I just forgot. Paint the Night Parade. We're like, let's just sit here and watch.
Yeah. So on that Sunday, we actually did watch both parades.
Yeah.
I said my plan was, you know what, we're just going to find a spot and watch it. If there's like so many people in front of us, I don't care. We'll just stand there and watch it until, it ends or whatever. And then we'll actually get a good spot for the last one. And it worked out the way I thought it was going to work out. No one over there in that spot. And we were actually talking to some friends over at Red Rose Tavern. And Dan got to the park because he ordered some buttons from me. He's going to come pick them up. So he told me he was at the park. And we were going to meet up with him. And I said, you know what? We're actually going to go over there by the restrooms and watch. So he was scouting out a spot. And he said the spot he scouted out, no one was there. And I told him where we were going to be. And he came over. He said it was a good spot. No one's there. So we headed over there, watched the last one. Like I said, perfect spot. No one in the way. And, yeah, it was cool. I mean, there's not much to say about the parade because
I could have used a churro though.
Yes, that would have been great, or some ice cream or something.
You said you're over there by the bathrooms. Was the hot dog guy there?
No, the
Dirty.
They're only
there in the beginning, the first parade.
Yeah.
Before that, probably about 5 o'clock on.
Oh, the daylight.
Yes, and then they leave. So, yeah, no hot dog people
No
there.
hot dogs in the dark.
Ooh, glow hot dog for Michael. So, I mean, like I said, there's nothing much to say about the parade. You know, we've seen it since 1972. Well, I wasn't there for that one. But, you know, we've seen it. We know what it's about. And it's gone. It's over with. It's by. And, you know, I enjoyed it. I'm glad they brought it back so we could enjoy it one last time before they wreck it or whatever they're going to do.
Wreck-It Ralph it?
I think I think they are hiring him to, take care of that parade. I don't know. But it was cool. It was cool to be there and say goodbye and everything like that. Oh, let me get, at the end of the parade, they have the ropes. They have the girls holding the rope at the end, right? And then the people are following behind. Well, they actually had 2 ropes.
Yes, they did.
They had the rope, and then behind that rope were all Disney people, all suits and things like that. And then they had a rope behind them. And then, of course, you had the people who are walking behind the parade. So I thought it was pretty cool. I wasn't thinking about that, like they're going to be Disney people, like, whoever they were walking behind, but that was pretty cool to see that. Unfortunately, Anthony wasn't there. Dirty.
Yeah. It's fine. I saw it end.
You saw it end?
I saw the real ending.
You saw the real ending?
We all saw the real ending together, so.
That was a real ending.
There's nothing much to say about this parade anymore.
It still worked.
It worked. And we'll see what happens with it. Like I said, I'm sure it's done. There's nothing else they can do with this parade. I mean, the technology of this parade is old. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but compared to Paint the Night, I mean, you got some awesome technology there, even though Tim will argue with me which parade is better. But anyway.
But it still holds its own.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Main Street Electrical Parade is over, done with. And I'm ready to see actually... Well, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with some of those floats. I mean, we know that most of those floats are all old and they basically are falling apart, but just like some of the classic floats, like the train, what are they going to do with it? Are they going to do, the train and the drum? Are they going to do anything with it? Like put it on display somewhere?
Well, at least something needs to go to the Smithsonian.
I agree with that.
I would say probably if they could find a place for it, Elliot needs to go to probably would be the most iconic thing to go to the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
They would need a big place for it. If you wanted to go for something small, probably one of the bugs.
Oh, yeah.
The bugs are iconic, too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're going to get
It'll go right next to Mr. Rogers' sweater.
Hey, that'd be cool.
And Archie Bunker's chair.
I'm pretty sure they're just going to get the parade. They're going to pack it up as carefully as they can and ship it over to that warehouse in Ontario. I don't know. Maybe Cerritos. I know they have...
Auto Square.
It's going to be with the Spruce Goose.
All right, so in some news that was posted today, that was reported on by the Orange County Register, says that Disneyland cleared to add 455 parking spaces to its Toy Story lot.
First of all, I'll tell you what, that does not bode well for the Pumbaa parking structure plan.
No.
Because they would not be doing this right now if it wasn't for if there was any chance of the Pumbaa parking lot continuing on. I don't understand why they don't just continue on with at least getting a separate plan for the Pumbaa parking lot real quick, just to say that I don't know why they don't just get something by itself for the parking lot done, so that way they could at least get it built. Because you don't need the Eastern Gateway for the Pumbaa parking lot to work.
No, because you have all...
Because people can still park just like they do, or walk just like they do now from Pumbaa.
Right, but what I was going to say is all that new stuff, or the new land that they bought, I know they started tearing stuff down, and whatever they tore down, they could just use that spot to just make some more parking spaces, I guess, for now. I don't know if the city blocking them from doing this parking structure actually blocks them from doing any type of construction on that land. Maybe that might be the case. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, this article says that they are going to be adding the 455 parking spots, and it's going to be actually, if you guys are familiar with the Toy Story parking lot, and when you come into the parking lot, it will be over there on the, what is that? The
southeast corner.
Is it okay? So yeah, over there on that little corner where there's a whole bunch of green fencing up and everything, that's where it's going to be. It's not going to do a whole lot for Star Wars.
It might hold enough cars to start the queue.
Yeah, so
I mean, compared to how many parking spots are already in. Because let me see. Let me go back up here real quick. Where what it said the total will now it'll increase to 5,400 or 5,378. So that means currently, if you minus the 3,000, the 5,000, the 455 from that, that means that right now they have just under 5,000, basically 4,900 spots. I mean, when you have 4,900 spots, what the heck, really? That's what? Okay, well, I mean, doing the math, that's about 10%. I guess it's 10. Is that 10% or is that 1%? No, that's 10%.
we don't do math here.
We don't do math here, but 455 of 4,009 something is what, about 10%, I think. So, I mean, it's adding 10%. I guess 10% is something.
Yeah.
It could be less than that, but I mean, every little bit helps. But when it comes to Galaxy's Edge, they knew what they were doing when they asked for a brand new parking structure. So they didn't try wanting to build a brand new parking structure for nothing. Also included in this plan is over there on that fence there that separates from some residential neighborhoods. They're going to increase the size of the wall by 10 feet.
Whoa, that's a big wall.
So you're going to need a bigger rope if you want to get over that wall.
Is this a Trump wall? Anyway, keep going.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
I almost did.
Hey, they got unanimous approval for this one.
That's just funny.
It's just like, thanks.
Yeah. Now, I just think it's funny how they actually said that the wall is going to be made of masonry blocks. That little detail, is that important to know?
Well, it depends on what the wall that's there now is made of. If it's not made with masonry, it might be single. It might
Concrete.
be single like brick wall or something.
I'm just saying. I just thought it was interesting to put that little note in there.
It probably means something to somebody who might complain otherwise.
Maybe someone who wants to start a petition if it's not made out of that material. It also says here that they will have rows of Canary Island pine trees. Disney plans to add new lighting for the parking lot and a ramp that would connect to its tram depot.
So basically, it's just going to look like the rest of the parking lot.
Yeah, but what I was going to say here is nothing here says anything about adding restrooms to the parking lot. And that's our big pet peeve over here.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it does make sense considering that there is restrooms at Mickey and Friends.
Yeah.
They've had plenty of time since Toy Story first opened to put in at least some porta potties or something. You know, maybe 6 on each side or something like that. I don't know.
Now that area over there is a storm water detention basin. So that's where all the water collects during the rains we have. I don't want to say storms, but during the rain.
Right, and I think that's why they mentioned that there's going to be a ramp, because I think there's some sort of moat around that area.
Too.
So you would have to actually drive over that bridge or ramp or whatever it is and don't fall in. And then you're going to be in that little parking section over there. And then if it rains while you're at the park and that floods, you will not be able to get back to your car.
I think you have to rent a canoe or something. They might have canoe rentals. We'll check on that.
I'll wait for the waters to rise and I'll drive the Mike Fink killboat over there.
There you go. But just to let you guys know that new area will just be served as an overflow parking area. And when it does rain, they will not be using that area since they don't have enough canoes to go around so you can get to your car.
Most likely it'll be the second overflow after the upper, what's now called the upper Jesse. And it will probably be overflow before they start going into Bambi and the upper part of K-Lot.
It probably is going to depend on...
For those that don't know, K-Lot is the cast member lot that's off of Catella that's attached to Toy Story.
So it's probably going to depend on what they think it's going to be busy. You know, usually they know that they have a convention going on, they have this going on, blah, 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 blah. So they will have all their cast members go park at Angel Stadium. So they'll open up those lots for guests. So if they know that's going on, then it'll probably be something like that. You know, we're going to be using all the lights too, including the new one. But just be aware that this one will not be used during the rain, but we don't have that much rain in the summertime. So definitely during the summer, that area will be used. We should have no word on that Eastern Gateway. Like we said before, the city halted the construction of that because of the neighboring businesses complaining, stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't know exactly who it was that was complaining, but we're looking at you, place I can't think of the name of. Captain Kids.
Maybe.
I don't know. I could see them as being some, because they're right there in that area where the bridge would have been.
The
bridge would basically go right over where Captain Kids is. So that's why
I thought the bridge was a little to the left of it. Because Captain Kids is right there off when, you walk over across the streets right there. The way the bridge looked, it was a little over because, the hotel's over there.
Right. It's still, though, what I'm saying is that Captain Kids is right there.
Yeah.
Adjacent to where the bridge would have went.
Yeah.
So I could see them as being somebody, Denny's.
Yeah, all the IHOP and all those people over there
right.
saying, we're not going to get any business.
Because I don't see any of the hotels caring. Because they know they're going to get business no matter what.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see what happens with that. And as soon as we see them breaking ground and start
it didn't say here when, right?
Yeah, I didn't say anything about when. So, we'll be on it since we do park over there. And we'll probably see all the ruckus going on over there while they're, building that area. So we'll let everyone know, hey, they started building. Keep you guys posted on that.
All right. So that was on the 100th episode we talked about the interactive thing. Yes. So on our last episode, we talked to you guys about the interactive thing. We speculated about where it was going to go. Well, we were all wrong because it actually is going to go inside.
Yeah, we thought it was going to go outside like the Cars thing.
Because there was no way that they'd be able to bring it inside. Well, we didn't take into account the fact that they were going to kick out 2 more businesses. Bye. Just to put it in there. So after the news that we gave you guys, a month ago or so ago about the Build-A-Bear and the cars, what's the car thing called? The riders or...
Ride makers
and that stuff leaving. Well, now we get the word that across the way that Fossil and
Disney Vault 28.
Well, bye. They're leaving. They're going to be pulling out, and that Star Wars interactive thing is going to be going in there, which leads to suggest, obviously, it's going to be there for a lot longer than what we first anticipated.
Right.
Well, in the fact that it's in a building, a lot longer. And it also increases the chance of it costing more because that means they could have better production quality. Yeah. So the better something is, the more it's going to cost. And I'm kind of thinking in my mind, this is very like Vegas-y.
Yes.
Where you have like on the Strip or something, you have a couple businesses come out and then you put in like some sort of interactive thing, kind of like when the Star Trek experience was at the Hilton or something like that. I don't know if we're looking at Vegas prices because then you can look at least minimum of $30 or something like that.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
No word on whether Fossil or Vault 28 is going to go, whether they're going to go over to one of the vacated places on the other side, or, of course, we heard that's all going to be food, so we don't know. We don't know if they were just kicked to the curb or not, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of weird. The Vault 28, I mean, that was run by Disney, so that's their thing. They don't really care, but I mean, kind of just like, it sucks for Fossil.
Well,
Fossil's been there a long time, right? I mean, they're original. Are they original to
I don't know.
To Downtown Disney?
I'm not sure, but you know what? Fossil's Fossil. You go in the mall and go to Fossil.
That's true. I mean,
I don't care. I'm just saying.
Oh, I don't care.
Grandma has it.
Oh, I don't care. I just thought it was weird that they would kick somebody out who's been there for a while.
Right.
unless they're being moved.
Yeah, according to this, those stores will be closed at the end of September. You have a month left to enjoy those stores. And then it's bye-bye. And then Star Wars Secrets of the Empire is slated to open during the holiday season this year. We told you about that. So we're guessing November, something like that. Of course, close to December. So if you guys want to go get your last-minute watch or something, go to Fossil, go check that out. Or go get those cool-looking clothes at Vault 28. Now, Vault 28 is pretty cool. Have some cool clothes. I've never bought anything over there. I've been in there to look around, but nothing in there catches my eye. So, but I know I know a lot of people love to go in there and shop and get those clothes. So, you have until the end of September to go try that out, or to go check those out, and maybe go talk to the people at Fossil. Maybe they can tell you if they're going to go somewhere else, or
They might know, yeah.
yeah.
Although I heard it from somebody else that heard it from a Build-A-Bear employee that's where the Star Wars thing was going to go. So who knows? They don't know anything, apparently. Employees don't know anything.
Yeah. Whatevs, but yeah. They're going bye-bye next.
It's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they did want to keep Vault 28, that they moved it down. It could replace the Frozen store.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, because how long do they really think that a Frozen specific store is going to be viable?
I know, huh?
All right. Well, a few weeks ago, we don't exactly remember when it was, but we may or may not have told you guys about the giant beam that cast members and stuff were signing, and it was going to be the beam that would become at the highest point inside of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. What was the name of that peak it was going to be? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. They had there's a specific name of whatever the highest peak is that's going to be.
Dante's.
Yeah. Inside of Galaxy's Edge, over on the left side somewhere, and they had this big beam that they were specifying, and they were making a big deal about it, and all kinds of cast members were getting over there and signing their names and stuff. Well, we got our sources. One of our sources got in there and put MousePIRE on the beam.
I'm sure you guys seen that if you follow our social medias.
Yeah, so we don't remember if we talked about it on the show, but for sure we did post about it. Well, we got the word today that beam has now been put in place. And as I told this guy, it's probably going to rain and all those names will wash off. So the beam with everybody's name on it is now up at inside of Galaxy's Edge. So I'm guessing that if you go to the parking structure and you look over the construction, it would be probably fairly easy to pick it out. It would be basically the highest point
Right.
in the whole area.
Yeah.
So just look for the highest point in the whole area and zoom in with your binoculars or your high-powered camera and see if you could read the names on there. And if not, then, well, we were had.
They already scrubbed them off and washed all those.
They
names.
repainted the whole thing. They're like, we just want to make it feel good, but then we're going to repaint this thing and put it up.
Exactly.
Jerks. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, the beam is up now. The highest point in Galaxy's Edge is now up. So ain't nowhere to go but down.
Whoa.
I don't know.
All right, so moving on to Mickey's Halloween party. Yes. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Still haven't got my tickets yet. I think I better hurry up and get them because they might sell out. Because we have 4 sold out dates, and those dates are Friday, October 6th, Friday, October 13th, aka Friday the 13th, Friday, October 20th, and Friday, October 27th, which means all of Fridays in October are sold out. So you guys better hurry up and get your tickets. We are planning to go on Wednesday, September 27th. So if you guys want to come and join us and have fun with us and get some candies and things like that, get your ticket for that day. Let us know you're going to go. Let us know if you guys want to meet up and stuff like that. So once again, we'll be there on Wednesday, September 27th. But all these other Fridays and October are sold out, so you need to hurry up and get your tickets now. Remember, don't be those people asking everyone in those Facebook groups, hey, does anybody have a ticket? Because I didn't get mine because I was stupid and I waited. So don't be that person. Get your tickets now. Hopefully everyone has already got their tickets and know what day they want to go. I saw someone saying, oh, I was still waiting on planning what day. You know what? You guys should plan the day you're going to go as soon as Disney releases the dates. As soon as they say, these are the dates for the party, you should look at the dates and say, okay, I'm going on this day and get the tickets. I don't understand the people say, oh, I was still trying to plan it out and things like that. I mean, it should be already planned. You know, as soon as we saw the dates and we saw what the prices were, we said, oh, okay, we'll go on the 27th because that's a cheaper date for us. It's a weekday, so we'll get our tickets for that day. So, I don't know. People just procrastinate and wait and is that the same word? I think so. So anyway, get your tickets now.
Only in France.
Oh, okay. I've been there once. No, that was the movie I was watching. Anyway, so get your tickets now. You got all the Fridays in October are gone. So I don't know. Get your tickets. Go over to our MousePIRE Facebook page. There I have the list of the dates you can go, and you'll see the sold out dates. So head over to MousePIRE Facebook. Or make sure you check the Twitters and Instagrams. I posted it there too. So hurry up, people. Get your tickets. Go. It's going to be pretty cool, I guess. You know what? Of course, you know, beginning of, well, not the beginning of, but the middle of August, Disney started putting out all the Halloween merch and stuff like that. It can never be too early for Halloween at the Disneyland Resort. And Anthony is actually waiting for them to announce the Halloween treats. All the yummy treats that they're going to have over here. He's waiting for that.
Yes.
He just smiled, too. He's like, I'm waiting for that. I want my damn treats.
As long as there's no flourless cake.
Ooh, coffin cake.
Ooh.
There better be one, and there better be a good one. That's all I got to say about that. But yeah, Mickey's Halloween Party, guys. Let us know if you're going to join us. All you have to do is email us.
MousePIRE@gmail.com.
There you go.
All right, well, we got some Disney movie news for some of the live-action adaptations and some Star Wars stuff. Now, some of this news, if you guys know it already, is a couple weeks old because it was supposed to be on the 100th episode. But there was so much action and excitement and memories and talking going on that episode that it just had to be put off for a couple weeks.
And a lot of eating.
Yes, and a lot of eating. So if you guys have heard this stuff, well, then you guys can just kind of like hum theme songs to yourselves while I get through it. If you haven't heard it, then, well, now you're going to hear it. So we're going to start with The Lion King. Couple of cast additions there. We got Alfre Woodard, who will be playing Sarabi.
Cool.
Now, some people who know Star Trek know her from Star Trek First Contact. She is in that as Lily and gets to yell at Picard a lot.
Cool.
And tell him how he's Ahab and stuff. And more recently, some of you remember that she has a little small role in Captain America Civil War, where she tells Tony Stark a story about her son dying, and it's the story that makes him turn all stupid and stuff and make everybody want to sign their lives over to the government because who would want to do that? So, and then speaking of Captain America Civil War, another addition to Lion King is, I never know how to say his last name, John Canning or Canny. He was the one who played Black Panther's father in Captain America Civil War, T'Chaka, and he will be playing Rafiki.
Cool.
I like that guy. I like both those guys, the actor, and I like Rafiki. So he's definitely going to bring some really awesomeness to that role. And of course, we keep getting casting for Aladdin. Of course, last time we had told you guys about the announcements at D23 that we got Aladdin and Jasmine. Well, we got ourselves a Jafar.
Whoa.
His name is Marwan Kenzari. Or Kanzani. I can't read my own writing, and this is from like 3 weeks ago. So Kazari, I think. He was in the newest Ben-Hur. He was also in the newest stupid Tom Cruise, The Mummy. And he is going to be in the upcoming Orient Express with Josh Gad and Daisy Ridley and many others. So he looks pretty cool. I like the way I could just imagine him. He's going to be a pretty badass Jafar. And speaking of Jafar, it was just actually announced today that a fairly new actor named Numan Akar will be playing Hakim, which is the leader of the guard.
Yeah.
And they also describe him as being Jafar's right-hand man. So he's kind of like the leader of the guard, but he's also probably being paid under the table by Jafar, all shady and shit.
Yeah.
And then also announced a couple weeks ago that Nasim Pedrad from Saturday Night Live will be playing a handmaiden to Jasmine.
What does that mean?
In the prequels, in Phantom Menace, Padme had all those girls that were following her around. And then she was even pretending to be one of them.
Right.
Those are handmaidens.
Oh, I thought they took care of her hands.
Well, one of them probably does.
Palmolive?
Yes. Yes, so she will be one of many handmaidens that will be following Jasmine around to assist to all of her needs. But she'll probably be kind of like, if anybody's been watching the Tangled TV series, Cassandra, who is technically a handmaiden, but she's the only handmaiden you ever see for Rapunzel. She's like basically a best friend to Rapunzel. So she's probably going to be kind of like that kind of character. All right, so we also got the announcement. I think was it Rock himself that announced this? I don't remember. That there is now a director for the Jungle Cruise movie starring The Rock. And his name is, I'm going to attempt this. It's probably going to be wrong. Jaume Colette Senna, something like that. He was originally tapped to be the director for Suicide Squad 2, but he decided not to do Suicide Squad 2, probably because it's going to suck like the first one. And he probably thinks that he'd rather direct The Rock in a Jungle Cruise movie, so he's going to be directing that. And also, he was the director, if anybody saw the movie The Shallows, the one about the girl with the sharks and she gets stranded on the buoy.
Okay.
A lot of people saw the trailer.
Right.
A lot of people actually said it was a really good movie. It just doesn't seem like something that would be a good movie. But if you saw the movie and you thought it was good, mousepire@gmail.com. So he will be directing that. So he has experience with water. Speaking of new directors, as a shock to just about everybody,
I mean, everybody.
it was randomly not announced. There's been no official word from Lucasfilm. There's been no official word from basically anybody who's official. But it has been, quote unquote, announced that Stephen Daldry, director of Billy Elliot and The Hours, and most recently episodes of The Crown on cable, will be directing a Kenobi standalone film.
Whoa, that was a surprise.
Now, obviously, like we said, there's been no confirmation from anybody who really matters. Nothing from Lucasfilm saying that Kenobi is official. Nothing from anybody who might be playing Kenobi. Nothing except for that this guy is supposedly the director. So this is all basically grain of salt action. But there's a lot of people reporting on it. It was actually reported by Hollywood Reporter originally, right? I think. So, I mean, they reported it. They don't usually report stuff unless they have some sort of confirmation. But to me, there's no confirmation of a Kenobi movie until I hear it from Lucasfilm. And why would you? I don't understand why you would announce a Kenobi movie by announcing a director when D23 and Celebration were just, not D23 and San Diego Comic-Con were just a month ago when you could have announced it then. So it really seems kind of suspicious, but we shall see. What do you think?
Well, like you said, I saw everyone posting this, and a lot of comments were like, I didn't hear from Disney, I didn't hear from Lucasfilm, just like what you were saying. So I don't know.
But then it's like, well, why does Hollywood Reporter think this is news enough to report.
Right.
When usually they're like we are. They don't report stuff until they think it's real.
Because Ewan McGregor keeps smiling every time they bring Kenobi up.
Well, every time they bring Kenobi up, we smile. That doesn't mean that Kenobi is happening. It doesn't mean that we're playing Kenobi.
Older Kenobi, because you have the beard.
I thought I was going to be Jabba, but
There you go. It could be like he didn't really get choked; he just passed out.
now on to a movie that we know is happening, but we don't know really what's. We know that Ron Howard has been tweeting a lot. He tweets a lot. He tweets a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Loves it.
From the set. He seems to absolutely love the fact that he's teasing us by tweeting many, many pictures. If you guys are on Twitter and you guys aren't following Ron Howard on Twitter, you guys need to follow Ron Howard on Twitter because
It's Ronnie. Come on.
he's not really giving us anything to work with, but he's tweeting all kinds of cool stuff. You saw the tweet the other day that he tweeted that picture of like the Death Star
the
helmet laying on the console.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, settle down. But the inevitable has happened. It's Ron Howard. Some people were like, oh, I completely forgot that was a possibility. Other people were like, well, you knew it was a possibility. Clint is coming. And I don't mean Eastwood. I mean little Balok himself. Clint Howard is going to be in Han Solo. Now,
What about his dad?
I understand that Clint Howard has to be. I don't know if he has to be. He mostly is in all of Ron Howard's movies. Clint Howard is one of those people that no matter what he dresses up as, you can't accept him as a character. He's Clint Howard.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't see him, oh, he's really into that character. The only character I could look at Clint Howard and say, that's not Clint Howard, he's into the character, is Balok, but that's because he from the original Star Trek TV series, but that's because he was a little kid, and he still looked like Clint Howard, but he was a little kid, so he's all bald and stuff, but it's Clint Howard. I hope that they don't put him in like some stupid major role. He has to be in the background somewhere and be like, oh, there's Clint Howard, okay. But he can't just appear on screen and start doing a lot of stuff, or else he's going to take me out of. He takes me out of every movie he's in because he's Clint Howard and he doesn't really play characters. He just he's Clint Howard in a Ron Howard movie. Apollo 13 is an example.
Yeah.
He's one of the control room guys. He never really does that thing where, oh, I forget that he's Clint Howard. He's just another one of the control room guys because every time he talks or shows his face on screen, there's Clint Howard in the mission control. So, I mean, that's my only issue with Clint Howard. I don't have any problem with Clint Howard, period. I was just, we've been rewatching Star Trek Enterprise from the 2000s, and he showed up as a Ferengi, and I'm like, yeah, that's Clint Howard. And he had makeup on. But he still looked like Clint Howard, and he still sounded like Clint Howard. So,
They need a Gentle Ben reunion.
you know who's not Clint Howard? John Powell.
I don't know that guy.
Well, I didn't really know who he was either. Apparently, he's going to be the composer for Han Solo. That is who Ron Howard, not Clint Howard, that is who Ron Howard has picked to be the composer of the Han Solo movie. Now, you may not know his name, but you certainly know his music because, unlike me, I'm sure everybody has seen at least one of these things because I haven't. Any of the Bourne movies.
No.
Yes.
He's done the music for all the Bourne movies, all of the Kung Fu Panda movies,
Couple of them.
and all of the How to Train Your Dragon stuff.
No.
So
Not yet.
those are the things that he's biggest known for. So, like I said, you've seen at least one of those things.
Yeah.
So everybody's most likely, except for me, has seen at least one Bourne movie, and except for you, apparently.
Yeah.
So I've listened to some of the. I like music from How to Train Your Dragon. I've heard that music before, and I really like it. Bourne, I don't really know any music from that. Kung Fu Panda sounds like Kung Fu Panda music. I don't know. So, but I really like the music to How to Train Your Dragon. It's very ethnic sounding. I don't know how that's gonna. I don't know what to expect for this movie because I don't know this guy's stuff well enough. Not like when it was announced that Michael Giacchino was going to be doing Rogue One instead of Alexander Desplat. We had a lot to say about that because we knew Alexander Desplat music, and we knew Michael Giacchino music. So we had a lot to say about that. I mean, obviously, I went on another podcast and did a whole segment on just that. So I really have no opinion. I'm sure it'll be fine. All of Ron Howard's movies that I could think of that have really good soundtracks, well, John Williams did those ones. So,
all right. So some not really breaking news, but something I just noticed on something I just noticed on my phone. A new update for the Disneyland app. And it says, with this release, you'll be able to renew eligible annual passes right on the app. So that's pretty cool. Now you can renew your pass on the app. Not bad. I just updated it, and I will renew my pass in October.
Now, if only they can make you manually be able to do a payment through
That'd be
the pass
cool.
also.
That'd be cool. Maybe, hey,
Just like the phone bill.
maybe that's next. You never know. But hey, it's pretty cool. I like
2020.
Yeah. Progress. Progress is going on right here. There you go. All right. So, hey, guys, this weekend is the last weekend for the bands. That's it. Bye-bye.
Yep, just like the eclipse. Bye-bye. Just like that big, huge eclipse that we were all supposed to have gotten.
You know what?
Unless you were along a certain line.
I went out there last night. They said something about 10 o'clock or something. So anyway, I went out there at 10 o'clock, and they were saying something about eclipse, and I looked up last night. I couldn't see shit. I don't know what they're talking about. I think people are just crazy.
I think so, too.
Because it was already nighttime anyway.
I think you saw the dark side of the moon.
I saw something. Anyway, yeah, so the last weekend of the bands is this weekend. And let's see who is playing. On Friday is Ride the Tide. Saturday is Thomasina. And Sunday is Scott Bruce. So that's it for the bands. Last three performances on this weekend. And if you're listening today, on Thursday, Crimson Apple will be performing tonight. And we will be there for that. So if you guys are in the parks tonight, if you're listening to us on Thursday morning, we will be there. Come by, say hi. If you guys know our spot, then, hey, you know where to go. If you don't, well, you're going to have to message us and say, hey, where you guys hang out. All right, so since, the Main Street Electrical Parade is gone.
Bye.
The Eclipse is gone. The bands are gone. That means summer is over. With that comes refurbishment. So I'm going to go over the refurbishment schedule right now. Right now at Disneyland Park, one of our favorite places is closed for refurbishment, which is the Frontierland Shooting Exposition. It's closed until August 31st, so basically September 1st it reopens. You know, that area where we had our little meetup and everything.
That was a good
shoot
meetup.
Some guns, That's closed right now. Also, oh my God, this could be a heartbreak for us if there weren't two other spots available for us to get this. But the Little Red Wagon, aka the Corn Dog Cart, is closed on Main Street through September 8th. So this is the refurbishment we talked about, where they're going to be doing basically underground conduit for power to get to that register. I don't know what else is going on, because Anthony was there today and he said the wall goes all the way back to the first aid and things like that.
That's where the conduit's coming from.
I guess so. Maybe. You never know. So that's closed right now. Also, Space Mountain is closed right now through September 14th, opening on the 15th with Ghost Galaxy. So that's what's going on over there. If you're like, why is Space Mountain closed? Well, they're basically, I'm going to guess it's a little refurb that they're doing. And then they got to switch the DVD, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
DVD
it's not a
projector.
CD, it's a DVD. Or is it Blu-ray?
No, it's Blu-ray this
I don't know. We'll see. So they got to switch that out for Ghost Galaxy, and that will open, like I said, on September 15th.
Beta.
Yes. Upcoming refurbishments are Haunted Mansion, of course, for the overlay of Nightmare Before Christmas, and that will start on August 28th and go through September 14th. Over at Disney California Adventure Park, Goofy Sky School is closed right now for refurb. Not sure when that's opening back up right now, because as far as the calendar goes, it only goes up to August 3rd or October 3rd. but it's still listed as closed, so I'm not sure when that's going to reopen.
I heard Goofy has a cast on his leg right now, and it's going to impair his ability to fly.
I don't understand why, because you don't need your feet to fly, do you?
This is Goofy we're talking about.
That's
He uses
true.
all parts.
That's true. So as soon as we get a...
Have you not seen him play golf?
As soon as we get a date when that will reopen, we'll let you guys know. And you know what was kind of funny, because on the refurb list is the Riverboat Terrace was on there, was on the refurb list. And I guess it was a mistake, because it said it was going to close like Monday, and it was like closed for like a couple months. And I was like, how are they going to close if they have this Phantasmic package thing going on? So, oh yeah, we didn't talk about that Phantasmic thing that the Riverboat Terrace has now. It was posted on like a week ago or something. Some kind of...
It was probably posted on Thursday when we missed a whole bunch of stuff happening.
All right, so I was mistaken. It wasn't Riverbell. Actually, it's Cafe Orleans. They have a Phantasmic dining thing going on over there. Did you hear about that, Anthony?
No, I did not.
I saw something posted real quick, but, you know, we had a lot of crap going on that I really didn't pay attention. So it looks like, you know, they have the dining packages for Blue Bayou. Well, I guess now they have a dining package for Cafe Orleans for Phantasmic. And the package includes one of 3-course meals, starter, entree, and desserts. It says includes a Phantasmic Reserve viewing area voucher. Dining package reservation available from 11:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. Same day reservation based on availability. So, hey, if they have anything open the day you go, that's pretty cool. The dining package pricing is $45 for adults, $25 for children, 3 to 9. So that's brand new. That was actually announced on August 4th. All right, so it says here you can go ahead and make your reservations now. They actually opened on August 15th, but these packages are available from September 5th through the 16th. So I guess it doesn't start until then, but you can go ahead and make your reservations now. If you are over there, I guess you just go up and see if they have anything available, or you head over to Disneyland.com /dine, I believe it is, dining or something like that, or you can call 714-781-DINE and make your reservations for that there. But hey, yeah, a new reservation option. Hey, you know what? Maybe they added this because of the refurb I was talking about for the Riverbell, because that's about to go into refurbishment. And like I said, it did say this Monday, and it was like for 2 months. But I think they canceled it, but I did see it on the schedule for September. So this is probably why they're doing that, is because of that refurb. So yeah, you can head over to Disneyland.com /dine, or just look at dining and make your reservations for this Phantasmic dining package. Or once again, you can call 714-781-DINE. Make your reservations for this new Phantasmic dining package, which starts on September 4th and goes through November 16th. All right, like we said, this is episode 101. We had our awesome 100th episode, and we had Dan the Man there, and Fernando Xavier Hubbard was there, and we had it at Tim Chicka Fresh's Pad, which was really cool. And if you guys did hear that episode, you heard about all the awesome snacks we had. We had donuts, we had candy, I had fruit snacks, strawberries, salami and cheese, and crackers, and
hummus.
Yes, Anthony enjoyed the hummus.
Wasn't there nachos too?
There was nachos and salsa,
queso dip, and
Candy.
chili.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome.
I got down on some strawberries.
I asked for more strawberries, and they actually were nice enough to give me some more. So once again, I want to say a big thank you to Elizabeth for hooking us up with all the awesome snacks and food and everything. It was really, really cool, and I'd like to thank you for that, Elizabeth. It was, oh my God, I just can't wait to go over again.
I want to thank Mr. Hubbard for the donuts.
Yes, thank you for the donuts. But you know what? We were doing so much that day, and like we said, with the food and all the celebration going on, we for forgot to say thank you to our listeners who listen to our episodes and put up with us and our rants. Well, okay, Anthony's rants and all the stuff that we do here. We forgot to say thank you. So want to say thank you to all the listeners. Oh yeah, I forgot Michael the Mail Guy was there. I did not mention Michael the Mail Guy. Sorry, Michael.
Dirty.
Exactly. But yeah, Michael said to me after the show, "Hey, we forgot to thank the listeners." And I said, "Yeah, I was thinking about that on the way home." So, yes, thank you to all the listeners, all you guys who do listen to us and put up with our crap.
Thanks, dudes.
Yeah, big thank you because, of course, if we had no listeners, I wouldn't be spending this time over here recording if only have like 1 or 2 downloads. That wouldn't make it. Well, actually, you know what? If it only had 2 downloads, that means no one's listening because I don't know how it happens, but after I upload the podcast, I automatically get 2. So it's like maybe a testing thing that Libsyn does. I don't know, but it's always automatic 2. So, yeah, if it only had automatic 2, then we wouldn't be doing this. So,
And then I think when I mark it as played on iTunes, that probably counts as another one.
I don't know. I have no idea. So, yeah.
Well, I'm saying I marked it as played.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, thank you to all you guys who do listen to us. And at this time, I want to give a big shout out to Vanessa that we met at the parks on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, she was quite cheery.
She spotted us and she said, "Hey, you guys." And we just started talking to her, and she listens to the podcast. She thinks that we are funny. She says
Is she listening to the right podcast?
I'm sure she is because she knew who we were. And she was there with a friend. It was her birthday, so we said happy birthday to her.
Birthday.
And she was telling her, the person she was with, that she said they're just regular dudes.
Yeah.
So I guess that's basically just saying, we just talk and we just keep it real and things like that. So I thought that was really nice to her. It was nice to meet her on Sunday.
She just doesn't know Chateau because I'm not regular.
Metamucil.
So yeah, big shout out to Vanessa. Thanks for listening. We appreciate that. Nothing but Star Wars.
Nothing but Star Wars. Just a reminder for everyone that it's not very hyped, but Force Friday because the other one was considered Rogue Friday.
Right.
For Rogue One. So Force Friday Part 2 is coming up on September 1st. So keep your eye out for maybe Toys R Us doing a midnight opening on the Thursday night, the 31st, or something like that. Don't know really what's going on. There hasn't been a whole lot of announcements. We know a bunch of figures which are already being seen in stores because people are stupid and people at Walmart don't know how to read because, well, that's where we keep seeing a lot of them being released. People keep finding them on the shelves. Then they take them up to the counter and they don't ring up because they haven't even been put in the system yet. So, Walmart, you guys need to learn how to read. And so we do know that there's some figures coming out, and then there's going to be some Funko Pops coming out, of course, with a few exclusives. But other than that, we don't really know a whole lot. Oh, so a plush dancing Porg, I believe. You're a Porg.
Thank you.
But we do know that there's going to be lots of Porgs and stuff floating around. We haven't really talked about Porgs on this show, but everybody knows what a Porg is by now. If you don't, then email us, mousepire@gmail.com, and we will email you a picture of a Porg, or we will put a Porg on the next episode's photo.
So it's not poo pork?
Ooh, pulled pork.
Poo Porg.
Actually,
pulled porg?
Right. When you said about Walmart, actually, I was in there today, and the shelves were actually kind of cleared off.
Yes, they are all stores. Toys R Us, Walmart, Target will start having everything cleared out so they can have stuff ready for Force Friday because it is only a week and a half away basically. So everything is getting ready for Force Friday Part 2, which is next Friday the 1st. So get ready for that, Star Wars fans.
Yay.
It shouldn't be all crazy and stuff, just exclusives.
Cool.
And also one more note real quick. A lot of people have been picking up their Forces of Destiny figures. Those are really awesome. They had not been in the parks up until now, but they have now. I spotted them inside of Star Trader, and they are retail price. They are not marked up at all. So that means if you are a pass holder, you can go into Star Trader and buy a Forces of Destiny figure cheaper than you can get it at Target or anywhere else that has it.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. Well, if you guys haven't got yours, get in there and get yours before they realize that they're selling them for retail.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like they did after Force Awakens came out. Remember the lightsabers?
Yeah.
They have 4 different prices for lightsabers all over the place. So, yeah, get over there and get your Forces of Destiny figures at the parks with your AP discount before they realize their mistake.
All right, so at this time, I want to remind you guys to help support the podcast. Head to patreon.com/MousePIRE. Help support the podcast. Give any amount you can. We would really appreciate that. Just like Fernando and Scott. And we can't forget Stephanie and Nancy. Yes, they help support the podcast each month with their little donation, which, like I said, it does help a lot. You know, the basically I can say that the amount that they give combined help us to pay for the hosting. So thanks to you guys for that our hosting is taken care of because of them. But you guys can help us out too, because we do have a lot of bills that we have to pay just to host a podcast with the hosting and websites and
the mosting
and equipment and everything like that. So head over to patreon.com/MousePIRE. Help support the podcast. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Head over to YouTube, search MousePIRE Podcast, or you can head over to the MousePIRE Facebook page and hit the link there. Subscribe, check out all the videos, and like I said earlier, we do have the video of the Main Street Electrical Parade final run up on our channel. So check out our YouTube channel, subscribe.
Well, people, guess what time? It's the old mail time. So let's see what kind of shenanigans that our people are talking. So, Diggs, where's the bag? Because I can't find it.
It's somewhere.
We're doomed.
That's my winter stencil bag. Don't touch it. Oh, there it is.
All right, so our first email comes from Brian Buller. Remember Brian?
Oh, yeah, that guy.
That guy.
Well, did we just tell you what his subject line is?
Uh-oh.
It's I'm back. Not that anyone noticed I was gone.
Hey, I recognize the name.
All right, so he actually sent this in last week, but we already... we were off, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So he actually sent this in on the 9th.
Oh, so he sent that the day after we recorded our 100th episode.
Yeah, and then we took that week off. So
yes.
He says, hello, MousePIRE crew. It's been a little bit since I've wrote in, but I wanted to let you guys know that I'm still listening. I had to write in to say congratulations on episode 100. Well, thank you very much. That really is something to be proud of. You guys have constantly put out an episode for a long time with very few interruptions in the schedule. Bravo. Oh, cool.
And then right when he says that, we take a week off.
He says also, congratulations to Nancy for making it through all the episodes as well as writing her thoughts on each episode. And Nancy, I'm too in the 100% Listeners Club. Awesome. That's cool. It's cool to hear how many people actually listen to all the episodes. That's pretty cool. I listened from week 1 and have always finished the episode before the next one came out. Here's a few questions. What would you like to see happen to MousePIRE in the future? Are there any plans to change things up in any way? It's been nice to get some new voices in there. Will that continue?
Animatronic me. So when I don't feel good, I can animatronic myself or hologram myself.
I thought we already had that.
No, that was that
it's
one
called
guy.
Michael.
I was going to say that.
All right, so what would we like to see happen in the future?
Well, more listeners,
Yeah,
obviously.
we just want to, that's one thing we always say, more listeners and
More emails.
Spread the word. More emails. Yeah, more emails. We get Tim on here and other people on here to implore you guys to send in emails. I mean, I've been imploring you guys for over 50 episodes at least to send in emails. I keep saying that my goal is for us to have enough emails to do a whole like 30-minute show or some 30 minutes of just emails. That would be great, or something like that. I mean, we did it. We had the goal one time that if we got or that we should have had like 10 emails or something, but we didn't hit it. You know, we'd like to get some of those goals and get some more emails and hear more from you guys, because you know, maybe if we hear more from you guys, we'll know what we need to do to get more listeners, which is our other goal. So,
all right. Another thing too is, well, you know, we would love to get more listeners. So, Brian, one way that you can help us do that is by sharing our links.
Sharing is caring.
Because like sharing on Twitter and sharing on Facebook, sharing the links to the show every time we post a new show up. You can share that. Anyone else out there, you guys are on our Facebooks and Twitters, you can go ahead and share the links that we post for the new shows. That would help out a lot, because then people who follow you or friends on your Facebook will see that you're listening to this thing, and they'd be, oh, well, what is this? And then, you know, might listen and like us or hate us. So whatever. I mean, that's another way to get new listeners. If everyone out there who listens shares the links,
I think we'll get more people in the future too. I would like to see like maybe some employees of Disneyland sharing their experience of working there and why they love working there and their position where they're at. You know, that'd be kind of cool to ask them that.
All right. Are there any plans to change up things in any way? Well, you know what? That's a good question. And here's some homework for you, Brian. You can email us for the next show and let us know what you're thinking of. Like, what ways can we change things up? If there's something that you were thinking about, hey, why don't you guys do this or blah, 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 you can email us your thoughts on that. So, I mean, you know, we're open to suggestions and things like that. So if anybody else out there has a suggestion about changing things up on the show, we would love to hear it. You know, it's all new suggestions are welcomed.
I've always said that we could improve on this podcast by having more different kinds of segments rather than just always trying to expand on what we already talk about. That if we had other segments like a MousePIRE's Magical Memories or something like that, or just the specific things to talk about, to have different things so we're not always just spouting off the same information all the time, then have those segments. And I think I asked for suggestions on segments once. It was a long time ago, probably back in like 2015 or early last year. I don't know when it was, but I asked. But now we have a lot more listeners and a lot more ideas. And yeah, let's hear your ideas for some segments. What do you guys want to hear? What sort of segments do you guys want to hear? What's a Michael's Tip of the Week type of segment, or MousePIRE's Magical Memories, as I said before? What's a segment that you guys would like to see be introduced into MousePIRE?
I just want to let everyone know that we're going to be doing an interview soon with Javier Soto, one of the Disney artists from the gallery. He has a painting up there right now, which is, was that the Trader Sam, was it? Oh, and the Ned guy.
Shrunken Ned.
Yeah, Shrunken Ned. He has a painting up there at the Disney Gallery. So we actually met him at D23, and he actually says he would love to come on the show and talk. So we're going to be having an interview with him soon. So that's one thing you can look forward to, which is something new.
He is a very good artist.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Cool guy, and he has a lot of... he can inspire people.
Yeah, he actually can.
Talking to him... just wait till he comes on the show, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So that's one thing that's going to be new.
He's a Jedi.
That's one thing that's going to be new that will change things up in on the podcast. Next question. It's been nice to get some new voices in here. Will that continue? Well, yes. Tim does want to be here regularly and stuff like that. I didn't call him today, but I thought he would have, let us know he was coming or not, but whatevs, it's all good.
Showed up at the front door.
He had some freshing to do.
Maybe. So, yeah, I mean, Tim's going to be coming around more often, and Michael will be on again when he doesn't have duty.
Right. I don't know about Dan because Dan's back at school.
Right.
So we probably won't be seeing much of Dan anytime soon unless we're able to, maybe record on a weekend or something.
Christmas break.
Oh, Christmas break. Maybe Veterans Day.
We'll see. We'll see what
Or
happens.
not Veterans Day, Memorial Day. Memorial Day.
One of those days, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's back at school, so. But he'll be back soon, I'm sure.
Maybe Mr. Hubbard if we do a morning show, so he won't be sleepy.
Disney announced an upcoming streaming service. What are your thoughts?
Obviously, he hadn't heard the 100th episode at the time he sent this.
Right. So we answered that there.
Yes.
Will this be the place where Anthony will be able to access the classic Disney shorts that he has been waiting?
See, that proves that he's been listening to the show for a while because he knows that I'm big on that.
Right.
You know what? I'm not going to hold my breath. I could see them maybe having like DuckTales.
Yeah.
Or any of the Disney afternoon stuff.
Hopefully.
All the way up to newer stuff like Phineas and Ferb or basically anything that's already on Netflix. I could definitely see them having that stuff. And then hopefully, obviously, more stuff like the Disney afternoon stuff. But as far as having the classics, I don't know if they truly, truly want to copy Boomerang. They will have the classics.
They should.
Because, I mean, that's what Boomerang is you basically go on there and you watch all the classic Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes stuff. But, I don't know. I mean, I quit holding my breath for Disney to give access to the classics. But if it is part of it, then I will be extremely happy. And I will be one of the first people to sign up if it does have the classic cartoons.
When you're 60 years old, what did he say? What did Mickey Mouse say?
What sort of original content would you like to see on this service?
Well, I don't know. I mean, anything that if they wanted to go do a lot of exclusive shows, you could easily have, instead of having to put something like DuckTales on Disney XD, you could easily have DuckTales be a streaming exclusive or something like that.
Well, we talked about they're going to be doing the new Mickey Mouse Club Mickey, or whatever.
Right.
And that's supposed to be on Facebook. Okay?
Right. Anything like that where they would normally just have it be an online exclusive or, like you say, a Facebook exclusive, they could do stuff like that on there.
But what I'm saying is now they can be like, well, let's skip this Facebook and put it on our streaming thing so people can pay for it.
Right.
Know? Yeah, that's interesting. But you know what? It may be something like that, the new Mickey Mouse Club thing on the new streaming service. Original content, I don't know. I mean, I really can't think offhand. You know what? I mean, maybe like the old Disney Channel with in-park stuff about what's going on in the parks, things like that again, that we missed because by the time we got, satellite TV, that stuff was gone.
It was.
So maybe stuff like that would be cool in park, behind the scenes of rides, things like that we don't get to see.
Or the Disneyland show, little bits and pieces of the old past,
Maybe a new Mike Super Short show.
There you go. With a different little mic.
I am very curious on how this will play out. Disney has a robust catalog and a rich history in storytelling, so I think this will be interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens and when it's up and running and they actually announce what content they have on their servers.
And we'll see how it affects their actual channels because they may just eliminate the channels and then everything will be on there. I think that's where it's leading to because, I mean, obviously the ESPN streaming service is I think, being planned as a direct replacement for ESPN on cable, and then they'll just totally eliminate ESPN cable. So you would just pay for ESPN and be able to watch ESPN through the app. It'll be the same thing with Disney. They'll probably just, instead of having all your Disneyland, your app, your streaming service will be where your original shows all come from, and then they'll just eliminate everything online. On cable.
Right.
Or they'll just eliminate enough stuff where they can go back down to one channel instead of having Disney, Disney XD, Disney Junior.
All right, next question. Do you know when the Halloween Haunts tour starts? I'm planning on giving it a try this year. I haven't heard anything.
They usually announce those things really briefly, and then they don't really have a lot of detail. You almost have to look up specifically about it.
Yeah.
Because didn't I thought I heard there was somebody talking in line today about one on the train. Or is that just a regular tour?
No, that's the one that's $85.
That's the one that Tim was
Right.
thought he or not Tim. Michael thought he was talking about.
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
But-
you sent me the thing from Michael that day, and he was talking about the thing with the Lily Bell.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's the one that's, what did I say, $85
Yeah.
or $89, one of those.
But he's asking about Halloween. So,
Yeah.
do they usually announce those like not as early as everything else? May not hear about that until beginning of September.
Yeah, probably. I would just say, just go to Disneyland.com and look at the tour thing every day and see if it's released, because I'm not really sure on that. Next question says, so there has been some discussion about how the changes to Fantasmic have been. Well, a disappointment, to put it mildly. I'm not saying some of these criticisms don't have merit, but could it be possible that after seeing the same show for so long, that watching it with a healthy amount of daily big changes, that maybe not seeing something the same way makes the show feel off? I think to new viewers, some of these criticisms are not an issue. Of course, it's not going to be an issue if they've never seen the show. Personally, I'm always excited when a change is made in the parks. I've already experienced whatever has been changed multiple times. Those memories I already have, so it's nice to experience it in a different way. I understand what you're saying, but if you're actually looking at the show like we were, and you heard what we said about the show, it's all about flow issues. And if it's not flowing the way it did, and they couldn't, for some reason, figure out how to flow the new show, then that's what the issue is, and that's what we were talking about, the way it flows. And then Anthony's main thing was how they slowed down the music, and that was his complaint about that.
I didn't like it.
All right, so now you know what? It's time for Brian's magical memory.
Whoa. That's right. Well, hey, that's weird because we asked for magical memories in the 100th episode, and he didn't even listen to that episode when he did this.
He says, hey, since episode 100 is a magical memory episode, I thought I'd share one of mine. When my daughter was 2 years old, we were in the Disneyland Resort and decided to stop for lunch at Plaza Inn. we grabbed some chicken and sat down. Next to us was a couple who had just started eating their lunch. My daughter has always been very friendly, and she was very interested in the young lady sitting next to her. My daughter is very cute, and the young lady was smitten with my daughter. We ended up having a nice conversation about the benefit of being an AP, different things we like to do around the park, and just general like stuff. My daughter's vocabulary was limited at the time, but she said things to the young lady like, I like your face. Anyway, they finished up their meal, and we offered some baby wipes to them. They cleaned their hands and left. My wife turned to me and said, do they look familiar? I told her that I couldn't place them, but maybe. When we got home, I decided to ditch them and go see a movie. It was Guardians of the Galaxy, and that night I realized I ate lunch with Star-Lord. That young couple was Chris Pratt and Anna Faris. I know recently they have split up. They seemed like a nice couple back when we had our lunch. Okay, guys, I've used enough of your time. I'll have to write in more often. Thanks for putting out an interesting and informative podcast each week. And with special thanks to Diggs, because I know that editing is a tough, thankless job. Well, thank you for that, Brian. Wow, that's funny.
Wow, Anna Faris. I like her.
Oh, it's crazy.
That is interesting that they were eating lunch at Plaza.
Have you ever?
It might have been before. It was probably before even the first Guardians, or like when he was only on Parks and Rec or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say, if you go into Plaza and eat there, it's usually just like old people in there.
Yeah.
So they're not really gonna.
No, wait. He said he went home and he saw Guardians, and then realized it was who it was.
Yeah,
so
but I'm saying,
it
if
was
you're,
definitely at that time. Then yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're in the Plaza. It's really just older people in there eating, and they're not gonna like, oh, this is so and so.
Right.
All right. So our next email comes from Jeff Beaumont. His subject line is My Last Disney Trip. So this is a new emailer.
Woohoo!
I like your town.
All right, he says, I'm new to your podcast, so I binged, listened, and now I'm caught up. Wow. You binge listened to all those?
And your ears hurt?
I know, huh? He says, do you want to hear a story about my last trip to Disneyland, which was last year?
Well, I mean, since you brought it up.
All right, so yeah, Jeff, if you would like to share that story, please write it again, because that's all this email says. I'm glad you binged listened to us. Yeah, send in that story, and we'll read it next week. Thank you, Jeff, for your email.
Or call us at 555.
All right, so our next email comes from Dan the Man.
Who has the plan?
He says, hey, guys.
Yeah, I almost forgot. I almost thought that Dan had forgotten how to email.
Oh, his subject line is 100th episode magic. Says, hey guys, Dan here and back to reality after a great summer break. Thanks for the invite to the 100th show. As always, a great time with the MousePIRE crew as well as Fernando and, of course, Michael the Mail Guy. I will be back in the parks only on Fridays and Saturdays now until the next break. But, you know, I will catch up when I am there. I will for sure be there on Friday to say goodbye to the Main Street Electrical Parade before it completely falls apart. I mean, departs for good. Still looking for that canoe journey, but I will settle for a trip on the Mark Twain. Here's to the next 100 episodes. Dan out.
I think if we ever do that canoe, we need to have background music.
Oh my gosh.
And I think it should be Don't Rock the Boat.
Thanks for your email, Dan. All right, our next email is from Fancy Nancy.
She's so fancy.
Subject line, yay, 100th anniversary. Hey, we're not that old.
Jeez.
She says, did you get the postcard I sent you? I didn't get this postcard. I know she asked for the address, and I didn't get it. I didn't hear anything about, like, yeah, you have mail or anything. I asked if I got anything, but I didn't see anything.
Studio B, Hollywood, California.
I know that Michael got it. All right, so she goes
Wait,
on.
Michael got our postcard?
She sent both.
Oh,
One
okay.
for her or
Checks
for
in the
him.
mail, right?
Something like that. All right, episode 100. No parking in San Francisco. Yay, I really enjoyed this episode. Tim and Dan said they were collecting river cards. What are river cards? They were giving out these cards. You had to go to places like the Mercantile, but the store on the other side by the Mercantile, you had to go inside there. You had to go to
Cinnamon bun little stand too. Where's the last card I was supposed to get and I didn't get it.
Yeah, you go to there's 6 different places you go to, like a scavenger hunt, and you ask for the
Oh,
cards.
the Chuda cart by the Haunted Mansion too.
And they ask you questions. Sometimes they'll ask you questions, sometimes they'll just give it to you. And basically you put all the cards together and they make a map of the Tom Sawyer's Island. Shadow has 6 of them, 5 of them.
5. So anybody out there?
Last time I heard, the
Send me an extra
Fantasmic one was, the dragon was not available anymore. I don't know if they're getting anything back, but yeah, that's what those were. People tell me, oh, go do it. I just didn't feel like doing it. Shadow did. I just like, whatever. All right, quotes.
But he'll look for Easter eggs all day, every day.
Yes. Well, I don't have to ask people for anything.
I know.
So
that thing was like, it reminded me of like the Jujus.
Yeah.
The Adventureland Jujus or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta do all this work.
I know.
Why can't I just fill up 8 gallons and send in a voucher like the new Dodger coin?
But see, it was easy for me because I didn't have to them ask questions. I said, "Do you have a card?" "Oh yeah, here you go." "Do you have a card?" "Here you go." So I got lucky. One night, just one card I didn't get because they didn't have any more.
All right, she says, quotes. How do you know a cast member is lying? He's talking. In general, do you think most cast members are lying, or do you think they just haven't been informed correctly? My niece was a cast member, and I never felt like she said wrong things. But then again, maybe she's smarter than the average cast member. Or am I biased since she's my niece? You know what? It depends on where she was working. if you're working in a certain department, then you're going to know what's going on in that department. If you're working in food, and you know that next week a new tumbler's coming out, a new collector's cups coming out, whatever, then yes, I would take the word. But that cast member who works in food is not going to know what the next parade's coming out.
Or Fantasmic.
So that's my point.
Your questions have to be addressed to the correct people.
Right.
Like, for example, just a quick example, back in 2015, around the time at the time of the 60th, we were looking for the Made with Magic Chernobog sipper, which was supposed to have been out the day of the 24-hour party. It did not come out that day, but we did go through the effort, and through research and talking to the correct person, Chef Chris, we were able to find a listing for it in a book, his own personal book that he got as far as getting ready for everything, and we found out approximately where it was going to be, but we knew that it wasn't out. So we knew to look, but we knew approximately where it would be when it eventually came out. But we talked to the correct people. We didn't go to someone who worked inside the mercantile and ask them, do you know when that Chernobog sipper is going to be coming out? Because they would have just said,
I didn't know we had that.
Because, just as an example, real quick, the same thing. Before we talked to Chef Chris, we talked to somebody who was working at the churro cart right there in Frontierland,
right,
where it was somewhere in the area where it was supposed to be, and they had never even heard of it.
They never heard of Chernobog.
Yeah, they didn't even know who Chernobog was.
Exactly.
Which was the first fired. Can I say fired? So it all depends on who you talk to. Sometimes you're going to talk to cast members that don't know who Chernobog is. Otherwise, you're going to talk to a chef who actually knows what they're talking about. So,
all right, so she says, response to Commander Cody. Cody, I adore you. Just so you know, I said meant I was the only one with written proof, a.k.a. sending long, annoying emails for every podcast. Hashtag annoying but adorable. Hashtag Cody is cool. I would never doubt you heard them all. Yay for the 100%ers. About that button, not pin. All right, favorite podcast. I don't have a favorite podcast, but I do want to say I think that Michael the Mail Guy needs to revoke Anthony's title of Rant Man. Over the 100 podcast, Anthony really has lessened his rants. In fact, it's way less ranty and more direct and concise. As you know, before I thought he was going to stroke out, but not anymore. In fact, he's become objective in his criticisms. Wow.
Wow, thank you.
You're fired now.
Bye.
All right, episode 99, Too Much Red MousePIRE Guilt. Here's me being petty. Laura Dern. You played a clip of Laura Dern talking about being a little girl of 5 or 6 when she first saw Star Wars. I did the math. She was 10 years old. Actually, 10 years, 3 months to be exact. Don't have to lie about your age. Hashtag I was 5, Diggs was 4. Hashtag how old was Anthony and Shadow in 77?
I was 6.
Well, I would have been the same age as Diggs, so.
I was 3 when Star Wars came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were both about 3.5.
Yeah. I'm just saying I was 3 because she says I was 4. But when Star Wars came out, I was 3.
Right.
Our birthdays haven't came up yet. Thanks for the unison. When the group found out I'm not an annual pass holder. Fancy Nancy. Sweet, but I could tell Anthony was not impressed. Ha. All right, so our question is, when are you going to the Halloween party again? September 27th is when we're planning, and we still need to get our tickets, so hopefully we can get those this week. Thank you for your email, Nancy, or should I say Fancy Nancy. Really appreciate that, and I will think about that 100 episode button, not pin. All right, we got another email from Dan the Man. Subject line, email part duh. So second email since the podcast was off last week. This week saw the end of Main Street Electrical Parade and got to hang out with Diggs and Shadow to catch last show at 10:45. Apparently, it was also the last day of Pixar's Play Parade, but who knew? I thought some of the performers in the parade went all out, just gave a little extra for the final show. Being the first parade I remember vividly, it's always pretty nostalgic. Did you see that? They were handing out light bulbs as you exit the park that day? Me neither, but that would have been cool. It's going to be pretty quiet at the park soon. Going to try to get there to ride Haunted Mansion before Jack takes over after the chalk walk. Diggs made some awesome buttons for me, by the way, so definitely hit him up. See you at the park soon. Dan out. Yeah, did you know it was the last day for the Pixar Play Parade on that Sunday?
No.
I didn't either.
Me neither.
I did not.
We just heard it.
Did not know that it was the last day until Jose said something about it, and it was because it was about to, come on. And he said something about it, but I just barely heard what he said. I wasn't really paying attention. And then, the parade came on, and then I realized it was the last day for the parade, and it was pretty cool. Did you see Jeff's post?
No.
At the end of the parade, all at the big old gate they go through, all the performers came out, and they were waving, and people were taking pictures. It was really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so I did not know about it was the last day for that parade. I missed the memo on that one.
Missed a lot of things on that, apparently. So the only thing that's still going then is Sensational.
Yes. All right, next email is from Michael the Mail Guy. Michael the Mail Guy here. I would like to thank all the Michael the Mail Guy fans for the 100th episode, and to all the people listening for the first time or many times. It was a fun show with good treats. We need to do this again with a barbecue in the backyard. Yeah, hopefully we can do this again with barbecue over at Fernando Xavier Hubbard's. I think he's the next one on the list.
And maybe you can DJ.
Oh, we forgot this is another thing we forgot to talk about, and he brought it up, so we can talk about it now. DuckTales.
Woo!
It was pretty decent. I liked it. Some characters I didn't like, but overall I can watch more. Love the hidden Easter eggs. Funny how they showed it all day and night for 24 hours. Well, we told you that was happening.
Yeah, I forgot that I wanted us to do a review of that, because did you guys see it?
Yes, we saw it.
Okay, because, it had to be like, if they're showing up for 24 hours, these guys are going to have to find us time in that 24 hours.
We saw it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So the first night.
Yes.
Yeah, because it actually, technically, if you're on the West Coast, it actually started, our first showing on DirecTV was at 6 p.m. on Friday. So you actually were watching it from 6 p.m. Friday for 24 hours until whatever it was, 5 o'clock on Saturday. So you didn't really have to wait until Saturday to watch it. You could watch it on Friday night. But yeah, I loved it. I definitely want to talk about it. We have until the next episode to talk about it. But I want to talk about Easter eggs and all kinds of cool stuff because it was awesome. And I will take issues with anybody who said otherwise.
Yes, the Easter eggs were cool.
All right, don't forget I'm back in the parks this Sunday. I hope to get there early for rope drop and enjoy as much as I can before it gets busy. Ride Haunted Mansion before they overhaul it the next day on Monday, and ride the train before the line gets long.
Or it breaks down like it did today.
Join me for my events, Nerdy at Disneyland and Superhero Days. All information is posted and ready to go. Hope to see some of you listeners there. Disneyland is a big family entertainment. Now it's time for Michael's Dirty Award. The Dirty Award goes to Disney, once again, with no Toy Story bathrooms or temporary restrooms. Added parking, but can't use it when it rains. Get your shit together. Stupid.
Basically. He's not wrong.
Questions. If you can add something to the Pixar pier, what would it be?
I would add something if it's going to be truly Pixar Pier and not Toy Story Pier, or Toy Story and our other popular thing Pier. If they really want to mix it up and make it a Pixar Pier, then there needs to be some really awesome Inside Out stuff going on over there.
Yeah.
There needs to be some cool Finding Nemo, Finding Dory stuff going on over there. I don't want to see it just be Toy Story, everything Toy Story, because they can very easily do that because they love Toy Story so much and everything seems to revolve around Toy Story. They need to have other things going on over there.
Other
Pixar stuff going on over there. And that's just my concern, is that everything's going to be Toy Story because how much they love Toy Story.
I agree. It needs to be all Pixar movies. Maybe the Ariel's Grotto will be Dory's.
That's what I said. I
Right.
said Dory's.
Because we were talking about last time about what was going to happen if it was going to come all the way around past Screamin' and to the Grotto, and we were talking about that. And then after that, I had seen the article. Another site had an article about a retheming of Screamin', which is what we said would probably happen. So I mean, that is one thing
Is that
I
the one
probably
they put up with the map and they changed the map into Pixar images on the on their Ferris wheel?
I don't know. I didn't actually see it. I just heard about it, and I just knew that they were theorizing a retheming of Screamin'. But I mean, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff they could do. There's all kinds of Pixar movies. Dig into the well. Use some stuff.
I would like to see Inside Out. I would love to see stuff like that. That was a really good movie too.
All right, so next question. What is your opinion on the first half of the year in both Disney parks, AP days, food, special events so far?
Wait, we had an AP day?
We have Popcorn Bucket.
Yes. Two of them, in fact.
Yeah, those are AP days.
Yeah. Did we have an AP days? We had one in February or something, right? Was that the one that had like oh yeah, that was the one that was over in the one that was in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Right? That was this year?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that one was okay. I got to have my picture taken with Robin Hood. So that made me happy. But I mean, it's the usual thing. AP days is stupid.
Yeah.
They don't seem to really give a crap about APs anymore. Just like they don't really seem to give a crap about guests anymore. I mean, not to be negative or try and bring it into a rant. Sorry, Nancy. But, I mean, we've just talked about, all I got to do is say security.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said. Just that, I don't know. It just, as long as people are coming in the parks, they just think that they could do whatever they want. And it's going to come to the point where they're going to have to address customer service at some point, because the customer service is severely lacking, and just their treatment of APs, as if we're just people that, as if we're a burden anymore to them. Oh, sorry that so many annual pass holders are selling. No matter how high you raise your price, obviously that means you're putting out a product people want. But give us the parties back. You don't have to do a party every quarter of, what was it? Every quarter, right? It was every quarter of really, AP renewals.
Not really quarter, but something
was
like that.
Was it 3 times a year or something like that?
5.
Don't give us all of the parties. Give us one party. Give us the 24-hour party back at least, or something. We don't want nothing else. We don't need no other parties. Just give us the 24-hour party back or something like that.
Let us ride to Space Mountain with the lights on.
Let's just give us something other than a lamely organized event with some buttons.
I think they have some cool food options.
I mean, we can make our own buttons.
I think they have some cool food options, but there's a lot of food I haven't got to try yet, and I'm really, really disappointed with. And it's going to be going away after the 4th, so we need to hurry up and get over there and try those.
You're talking about the electrical bread ones, or?
No, because that's already over with.
Oh, that's over with. Which ones are you talking about?
The superhero food.
Oh, okay, superhero food. But that's not AP, though, is it?
No, it wasn't AP question. It was general food, AP days food.
Oh, AP
special
all
events,
food. Okay.
Everything.
I mean, I've been happy with Food and Wine Festival. Has been really nice. I don't think that we've really had any huge complaints about both food and wine festivals so far. I mean, what do you think? Food and wine has been pretty solid B's both times.
Yeah, because they added more this year, and
so I mean that's been okay.
And entertainment,
right? That's been okay. We getting an expanded. I mean, just we know that it's only because of Coco, but we are getting an expanded Dia de los Muertos, the festival this year. So I mean, we get a little bit more of that. Didn't we have it? Wasn't there an expanded? It wasn't Viva Navidad was expanded.
yes.
So I mean, you know,
That was a
everybody
good
knows that we like Viva Navidad. So I mean, overall, other than the AP stuff, otherwise, we're the food offerings. Yeah, the Guardians and the Marvel food was really good. A lot of that.
Okay, what are your hopes for the second half of the year? Are you looking forward to anything?
I'm looking forward to living till the end of it, first of all. But I mean, Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas and Halloween are basically hands down our favorite time of the year. Both probably 1 and 2 or so.
So speaking of Coco, that's probably what we're looking forward to is that time when they do that theming over there on DCA. That would be pretty cool.
Right. We're definitely looking forward to that. As always, we're looking forward to Halloween time food and Christmas time food. As he mentioned earlier, we've been waiting for an announcement on the Mickey's Halloween party or Halloween time food because we always will get it about this time of year, and Florida just got their announcement. So food,
Probably get that announcement tomorrow.
right? Probably food announcements. Any kind of new entertainment. We have all the new Halloween stuff coming to DCA.
I still want that Thanksgiving funnel cake back.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right, random question. What Disney classic cartoon should make a comeback like DuckTales?
Don Carnage.
Well, without giving too much away as far as talking about DuckTales later on in another episode, I mean, we've already gotten teased about 3 of those things being part of the DuckTales universe. So I'm going to name the one that wasn't teased in the DuckTales premiere, and that is Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers is probably the only one that wasn't teased. I don't know anything. I want to see some better cartoons that don't look like Ren and Stimpy with the classic characters.
Right.
With the our classic Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, all of them. I want to see something good, like something what they did with what they've done with Bugs and Daffy, stuff like that. Stuff more a little bit more nicer animation that doesn't look like Ren and Stimpy. But
You idiot.
But I don't know other. I can't really think because he said Disney, classic cartoons. So I don't.
well, I mean by classic cartoons, you mean like the shorts? Then is that what they're talking about? The shorts?
I don't know because he says
Because then I wouldn't mind seeing a return of House of Mouse. That was a really good show. It combined new stuff with old classic stuff. Well, I mean, if you want to go back to the 80s, I really like one of my favorite shows was Masterpiece Theater.
Oh yeah,
with George Plimpton.
cool.
Get somebody like a very George Plimpton like person nowadays to be the host of that.
You're a Plimpton.
Thank you.
I think if they did all the Disney afternoon cartoons again, I would like them do a Disney afternoon and get a Disneyland with the characters.
You saw that Florida thing they did over there. That was bullcrap.
I know the D23 thing.
Yeah. Should have done that over here.
Heck yeah.
Now, Michael the Mail Guy's Tip of the Week.
All right, Michael's tip of the week. Grab your Halloween merchandise as soon as possible before any of it is sold out and gone for good.
Bye.
World of Disney and Downtown Disney has lots of stuff you can find in the parks, even the new Halloween light up ears. Don't get stuck looking on eBay. Till then, this is Michael the Mail Guy saying bye.
What were those ears? The rose-colored ears or something that everybody was all hot on for
So I was
3 days.
talking to Jose about that. I'm like, what is this rose-colored rose, blah, 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 blah. gold rose or whatever. And he basically said, you know what? It's the millennials who are making this a big deal, calling it rose gold when it's actually copper.
Copper tone?
I was like, oh, okay. So those stupid people are making. Because I'm like, I say, how all of a sudden this thing is, I have to have it. It doesn't look like fancy to me. It doesn't look like, oh my God, I need to have this.
I don't know if it really. I mean, for one, do millennials have to be blamed for everything?
Yes.
First of all,
I say yes.
But the second of all, it's no different than like the light up ears. It's the same thing. Just maybe they might be going for more, or they may have made less of them. It's just like anything else. It's the rose cup.
Well, that's different because that's, that Beauty and the Beast was coming out and they had this new merchandise, but this is just ears that are copper and people want. I don't understand how all of a sudden I need this. I need these ears.
I don't know.
I don't either, but
I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody has a pretty good explanation of why millennials are to blame, but
hey, it's not me, so I'll blame
I don't know.
All right, so thank you for your emails, Nancy, Brian, Dan, and Michael, the mail guy. Anybody else has any questions, comments, your own tip of the week? Or you just want to say, hey, what's up?
Hey.
Make sure you email us.
MousePIRE@gmail.com.
And Jeff, thank you for your email. And don't forget to send your story about your last Disney trip. Would love to read that.
Yeah, you left us hanging.
Yeah, I guess we're to be continued, huh?
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
This is going to do it for this episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. Yay, 101. Sound like a freeway. I don't know.
Psychology 101?
No, MousePIRE 101. Where you learn the...
Took you to school!
Something like that. Weren't we talking about school earlier? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We took Dan to school.
He's learning MousePIRE 101.
Exactly.
So, yeah, thanks for listening. It's been awesome to be able to do this. And like I said, we forgot to thank everybody last time. So
selfish.
Yes, that's how we are, I guess. I don't know. It happens. But, hey, I remember and I decided, hey, you know what? Maybe I should say thank you to everyone this time. So, yeah, thank you, everyone who listens. Awesome. And especially you new listeners, just like Jeff. Thanks for listening and catching up. That's pretty cool.
And Brian, no, we did not forget that you had already emailed once. We do remember you having emailed a few weeks ago. And who knows, if you keep emailing, you might even end up with a nickname.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so you have to keep emailing us for a name. If you want a name, you better email. That's the way it works. And that's about it.
Eventually, Nancy got one.
Yes. After so many episodes.
Henry Wing in French.
I just couldn't think of anything.
All right, so don't forget to get your tickets now for Mickey's Halloween parties. All Fridays in October are sold out. So what's that? What days left? Tuesdays in October? Is it
only
Tuesday?
5 Tuesdays in October, 2 Fridays in September, 2 Wednesdays in September, and a Monday.
So, hey, get your tickets now. Don't forget, if you snooze, you lose, and it's only your fault if you didn't get it for the day you wanted. So, we warned you already.
Yeah, they're actually selling pretty slow compared to normal, but they're also not really selling according to what we kind of expected. So, you guys definitely should take that as a sign to get out there and get your tickets now.
Right. Hurry up, people.
For what could possibly be the last Mickey's Halloween party inside Disneyland, if you believe all the hype and rumors.
And don't forget, we'll be there on September 27th. So if you are going to be in the park that day for the party, let us know. Come say what's up. It's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait. I like to party. I like to party. I'm dancing already.
I'm just thinking of candy.
Ooh, candy. Ooh, Peeps. All right, don't forget, this is last weekend for the bands. The bands are going to be leaving town. Yeah, last weekend for the bands. We'll be there sometime. I know for sure on Thursday. And I had scheduled to go on Saturday, but then I forgot about Michael being there on Sunday. So I got to figure out what I'm doing. Not sure yet. So if you guys want to go check out the bands, this is the last weekend for them. Head over there and party and get your groove thing on. Something like that.
All right, if we want to see where our band... Wait, no. Wait, we don't have a band.
We just teach school.
We just teach school and stuff. We can be found, of course, on the social medias. MousePIRE on Facebook. We are at MousePIRE on Instagram and the Twitters. I am Core.
You're a whore?
I am Core. I am Core. What am I, a Klingon? I am Core. Oh. I, of course, if you guys didn't remember or didn't bother to listen last week, I did change my Twitter handle to @Dubax for Life. That is Dubax FOR Life. No more underscore or any of that crap.
You in a walkie-talkie?
Yes.
Your handle? And of course, you can find me on Instagram. I haven't changed my name yet, so it's still Shadow_Vamp. And you missed the electrical parade. I took the best shots out of 100 shots that I took that night and posted them up. So if you want to look at some of the floats for the last time, go on my page. And like I said, once again, Shadow_Vamp.
You can find me on Instagram at Baloo1313. I was there also the last day of the parade, and I didn't take any shots. So you won't see any of them on my Instagram. But check out Baloo1313 on Instagram. Also, head over to Buttons by Diggs on Instagram. There you will see where your button order is going out. So yeah. And don't forget, we have a special going on. It will be over on September 4th. You can get free shipping on all orders over $14. All you have to do is enter the coupon code SUMMER 2017 at checkout and get your free shipping. So head over to buttonsbydiggs.com and you can get free shipping on your order over $14. Don't forget to head over to our Patreon page. Help support the podcast. Head over to patreon.com/MousePIRE. Any donation would help, like we talked about earlier. $1, $2, $3. It's all good. $3 is the amount that Michael gave to Anthony for a corn dog. So, hey, that $3 will actually help us here at the podcast. Head over there, give what you can give, and, yeah, help support the podcast. Patreon.com/MousePIRE. Also, don't forget to go over to our YouTube channel. Subscribe, check out the videos, the brand new video up of the last farewell to the Main Street Electrical Parade. So go check that out. Subscribe, like the videos, and all that jazz. YouTube, yes, search MousePIRE Podcast and subscribe.
Those are fossils, not pins.
Poor fossils.
And until next time, remember, only you can prevent forest fires, and only Michael the Mail Guy can prevent the Rat Man. So for Mark Wedlow, Cy Liebergott, and Rue, I'm Anthony.
I'm Shadow.
I'm Diggs.
Bye.
This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of MousePIRE.com.
Who knows if you keep me?
All right, so we, well, first of all, I don't know. Next.
Okay. Little Bartok himself. Not Bartok. Rewind.
I just want some booty.